My cheating wife laughed in my face the night she left me for her affair partner. It wasn't a laugh of guilt. It wasn't the nervous chuckle of someone caught in a mistake. No, it was triumphant, sharp and cruel, like she just won a game I didn't know we were playing and couldn't wait to revel in my loss. "Come on," she said, her tone oozing condescension. "You didn't really think I'd stay with you forever, did you?" She smiled like a cat who'd just shredded the curtains and knew no one could touch her. "I'm with Ethan now," she continued, her eyes glinting with a sick sort of excitement. "He's younger, smarter. He actually makes me feel alive." And then she did it again. She laughed. Right there in our kitchen, surrounded by framed wedding photos, inside the house we made together, filled with moments I thought were real. She picked up her designer tote, winked like we were in on some inside joke, and walked out. I didn't move. Not at first. But something shifted inside me. Not pain. Not even rage. Clarity. Cold, calculated, bone-deep clarity. She had made her move. Now it was time to make mine. We had been together for 7 years. 5 of them married. I truly believed we were happy. But she believed she was settling. I gave up wild nights and risk chasing for her. I gave up bar crawls and last-minute trips to Vegas. I traded adrenaline for stability, built a home, built a future, built a life I thought she wanted. Turns out, she didn't want peace. She wanted noise, attention, the thrill of being seen, the constant validation that she was still the most desirable person in any room. And Ethan? He was all glitter and no gold. Flashy smiles, big promises, the kind of guy who posts daily motivational quotes while secretly living off credit cards and borrowed charm. But sure, she wanted excitement, and she was about to get it, just not the kind she expected. The first thing I did after she left wasn't cry. I called my lawyer. I froze all our joint accounts, took my name off anything we'd co-signed, sold the car she always called hers, but never made a single payment on. Then I started digging into Ethan. What I found was delicious. A mountain of debt, 2 failed startups, a fraud allegation waiting to pounce. She didn't know it yet, but she just swapped a rock-solid foundation for a ticking bomb. And the best part? I didn't have to chase her. She would come back, broken, and I would be ready, not to catch her, but to ensure she felt every sharp edge of the pain she thought she left behind. A month passed. No texts, no calls, no half-hearted, "I miss you," or breadcrumb apologies. Perfect. I didn't want crumbs. I wanted ashes. But then I started hearing things. Mutual friends talked. "Have you seen her Instagram lately? She's posting like she's 21 again. Champagne glasses, poolside shots, hashtags about freedom and bless. But no ring, no job." I took a look myself. Sunset dinners, new designer bags, clothes I knew she couldn't afford on her own, all funded by Ethan. What she didn't know was that Ethan was already defaulting on another shady crypto venture, and I may or may not have tipped off his last investor, just enough to light a little panic. She believed she'd found a genius entrepreneur. She never saw the desperate late-night calls he was making to his former business partner, the same partner who told me about Ethan forging documents to score angel funding. So I reached out, anonymously, sent over financial discrepancies. 2 days later, things started to unravel. Ethan's firm lost 2 major clients. A niche blog published an expose. Then came the worst blow for her. Their landlord asked for proof of income. And just like that, their sleek little apartment became a time bomb. I still hadn't heard from her, but I knew the moment she wanted to call. It was the day her best friend, the same one who introduced her to Ethan, cut her off. All I did was share a few screenshots. Pictures of Ethan flirting, hands-on, with other women. One dated just last week. I didn't have to lie. I didn't fabricate anything. I just let the truth travel. By the end of the 2nd month, her glow-up had turned into radio silence. She posted a story, taking a break from social media for my mental health. Classic. She was slipping, and I was watching. I ran into her brother at a gas station. He didn't know the full story, just that Sarah's going through some stuff. He thanked me, said I was always too good for her. I smiled, let him talk, because by then, it wasn't about the betrayal anymore. It was about timing, precision. She hadn't hit rock bottom yet, but when she did, I'd be there, not to catch her, to watch her crash. It didn't happen all at once. First came the whispers in Ethan's network, then unanswered calls, then his social media went quiet. No more designer shoes and fake hustle captions. And finally it happened, a viral takedown. An anonymous source leaked a full report to a finance blog. Details on how Ethan used fake testimonials, shell companies, and fake LLCs to funnel investor money straight into his own pocket. The story exploded. Former clients came forward. By the weekend, Ethan was trending for all the wrong reasons. Then came the apartment implosion. 2 days later, I got a DM from one of Sarah's old college friends. Yo, I think she and her dude just got locked out of their place. She was screaming in the parking lot. Perfect. I didn't need to watch the collapse in person. I'd already orchestrated every domino. By the time she realized she'd hitched herself to a scam artist, they were broke, homeless, and cut off. And then came the cherry on top. Ethan turned on her. She found out he'd been cheating the entire time, not just with random girls, but with a woman who used to date Sarah's cousin. Ouch! That's when the message came. 10:43 p.m. A text. Sarah, can we talk? Please. I messed up. I stared at it for a long while. Said nothing. Didn't reply. 2 days later, she called. I let it ring. Then she showed up at my door. She looked like a ghost. Makeup smudged. Tears in her eyes. No ring. No purse. Just desperation. I don't expect anything, she said softly. I don't know where else to go. I stepped outside and closed the door behind me. You don't live here anymore. My voice was cold. I was stupid, she whispered. I was selfish. I don't know what I thought. She dropped to her knees. Please. I lost everything. I didn't speak right away. Then I smiled, not out of joy, but with finality. No, Sarah, you didn't lose everything. You gave it away. And I just let you. Her face collapsed. In that moment, she realized I hadn't just moved on. I'd evolved. I was stronger, smarter, untouchable. She was still on her knees when I turned to leave. Wait, she cried. Can we at least talk? Just for a minute? Talk. I repeated, turning back to her. You didn't want to talk when you laughed in my face. You didn't want to talk when you paraded your perfect man like some trophy. Her voice cracked. I thought you'd moved on, that maybe you'd understand. Understand what? I snapped. That you traded loyalty for lust? That you chose a shiny thrill over the man who built your life with you? She flinched. I thought he loved me. You thought wrong. And you thought I'd wait. You were wrong about that too. Then came the final blow. I stepped toward her, just enough for her to think I might offer a final ounce of grace. Instead, I reached into my coat and handed her a sealed envelope. She blinked, confused. What is this? A letter, I said, from my attorney. Are you suing me? She asked, voice trembling. Not quite, I replied. That's a formal notice. I've frozen any claim you thought you had on my assets. No alimony. Not a cent. Not even the wedding ring. But we were married, she stammered, and you broke it. You walked away from that marriage, and everything that came with it. Her hands shook. I have nothing. You had everything, I said, and you threw it away. The next morning, a friend messaged me. Dude, did you really donate all her clothes to a women's shelter? Yes, every outfit she left behind. Every designer label she flaunted for Ethan. Gone, while she was playing dress-up in someone else's fantasy. I was rebuilding reality. Mine. I moved out that weekend. Same city. Better view. Cleaner life. No reminders. No regrets. She still tries. Months passed. She called again. Left emails filled with long, rambling apologies. Voicemails, tears. I'm so lonely. I never answered. because she needed to learn the hardest truth of all. Sometimes, the most brutal punishment isn't what happens to you. It's watching the person you once laughed to thrive without you. It was just another quiet Friday. I was at a new cafe, grabbing coffee, chatting on the phone with a client, and then I saw her, Sarah, 2 tables away, hair pulled back messily, dark circles, eyes sunken. She hadn't seen me, but then she did. Her gaze locked onto the woman beside me. Leah, the woman who found me in my storm and helped me rebuild. Beautiful, grounded, loyal, the complete opposite of Sarah. Leah laughed, her hand resting gently on mine. Effortless, confident. Sarah watched. She saw what she threw away. I didn't go to her, didn't wave, didn't speak, but I knew she saw everything. The confidence she once broke, rebuilt. The man she tried to destroy, standing taller than ever. The life she could have had, now held by someone who truly valued it. Later that night, a text came through. Sarah, I saw you today. You look happy. She seems lovely. Then a second, Sarah, I think about everything I did every single day. I don't expect anything. I just hope someday you can forgive me. I didn't reply, not because I hadn't forgiven her. I had, but forgiveness doesn't mean a second chance. It means I no longer carry the weight of what she broke. I had moved on, and I made sure she saw it. In the end, Sarah didn't lose because I punished her. She lost because I outgrew her, while she chased fantasy and flings. I chose self-worth, healing, growth. She left thinking she could do better. She returned realizing she'd lost the best thing she ever had, and I made sure she felt every inch of that loss. Not with anger, not with revenge, with silence and success.